Messianco, breaking Major League en la ciudad del sol. Here in Miami, we know who's el campeón. Leo my team, Suárez on the field, Alex wedding dating, con mis fechas un win. The trio Fabi singing muchachos, las familias se escuchan los barrios. Esta camiseta pinky la llevan todos los guachos. Los rookies quedan sin comentarios. Messi ambetea, tiki-taki gol. El estadio Chase bañado en gloria y sudor. Aquí se ama y se respeta el balón. Florida es tu casa, acostúmbrate al calor. Estate listo pa' Messianco. Estate listo pa' Messianco.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to another live episode of Messi & Co. I'm Ashley here, as always, with my incredible co-host, Gian. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And yeah, it's a nice start to the week. Lots of Inter Miami news to talk about. But before we get into any of that, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Monday, nice Monday for me. I've been able to enjoy it. The weather's been nice. Taking a few walks outside with my dog. It's just that nice. We usually don't get this type of weather here in Miami, as you know.
Here.
Where you are, it's probably even colder, I assume. But
Freezing.
I'm doing good. What's the temperature where you're at right now?
I'll tell you right now. It feels cold. Like, you know, right now, I mean, it's 32, which isn't that bad, but like tomorrow, low of 16. And
Dude, that's freezing. Honestly,
I'm a Miami girl. Like, yes, I thought I was like, oh, I lived in New York, I lived in England. Like, it won't be bad going back to it for a little bit. Because just for our listeners and viewers, I'm staying in Tennessee for a few months. Don't worry, I'll be back for the season in the new stadium. Yeah, it's really cold. That's really cold.
That's like uncomfortably cold. We're right now Miami, 63 degrees, which is nice. 63
is so nice.
It's like you can go outside, you can take a walk, you put on a light sweater, and you're feeling good. But I think once you drop into like the 50s, 40s, you're just absolutely like not having fun at that point.
And when it gets so cold, like right now, I'm wearing I have the heat on in my apartment. I have a sweatshirt on. I have sweatpants on, socks, all these things. Like in when my apartment in Miami, like I'd have the fan blasting. I'd be in shorts. Like I'd be like hot during the episode because of the light and everything.
Did you even have a heater in Miami? I don't have a heater. I don't think I have a heater.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think we have a heater. I don't think. Well, it's like a regular AC unit. I think it comes with heat.
I just know that in other places around the United States, like for example, New York, you typically don't have central AC like here in Miami. You have like
but if you have central AC, I think you have heat as well.
Yeah. I don't know. There's never been a reason why I would use that here in Miami, but I just assumed like in other places they don't have a central AC unit. They just have the ones that are in the rooms. I know, like again, I know that they do that in New York, but I don't know. I don't know if you're far north enough for that to happen.
Mine's a central unit right now where it's heat and warm, like cold heat.
Is it gonna snow?
I don't know if it's gonna snow this week. It does snow here. No, it doesn't look like. Oh, it might snow. Oh my God, next Monday it's a low of 6 degrees. God help me. Anyways, enough about that. Ash saying good evening, Team Campeón. Very true. This unfortunately is not a podcast about weather. We could try that maybe next time. This is about Inter Miami and of course Lionel Messi. So why don't we start there, which is that official preseason training for Inter Miami began, I believe, 2 days ago. And we saw for the first time for this Inter Miami season coming up that all the boys were there, including new signings and some familiar faces, including Lionel Messi showing up at the grounds to complete their medicals, physicals, kind of get their first round in. And what's really cool, and I mean, I think, it sounds silly to say, but it's still impressive after all these years, saying right now one of the best players in best shape is Messi. Lost a couple pounds over the holiday, like has been staying in crazy good shape, is already, going ahead. And for someone who is the best player last year for the team and in the league, it's just, respect greatness, right? Always it makes me happy to know that our captain, our star, everything is ready to go, ready to get at it.
Yeah, he suffered injuries in the past, the chronic ones. So just to see him come into camp feeling really good, and some of the comments have been that he was probably one of the most fit,
Yeah.
if not the most fit in camp. I think is excellent, especially at his age, at the age of 39. To see him going in there looking good, I think is amazing. And it feels like it was such a short
Yeah.
time
It
between us
was.
winning MLS Cup and now. I promise you, I felt like I was at that game like 2-3 weeks ago. Like that's how short it seems. I don't know when was it? November
No,
what?
it was December 7th or 8th,
December
the
7th,
final.
8th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
only
what?
been 6 weeks.
Yeah, 5-6 weeks. Like it's just an incredible short time. So I mean, it's also an incredible short time to get out of shape. If you think about it, like how much can you eat between over the last 5,
Well,
6
it's the
weeks?
holidays too, and you just won the
That's
championship. Damn, look, I'm just saying if I was like unlimited money, I won a championship and it was about to be Christmas, like good luck to my clothes fitting. Like no joke.
That's definitely a valid point. I feel like I could easily gain 15 to 20 pounds in 5-6 weeks if I
Oh, for sure. If you're partying
especially
the whole
celebrating.
time.
Yeah, especially celebrating. So the the fact that he came in such good shape, I guess, after having this little discussion means that much more. He could have easily come in and just been
No,
overweight. Like, yeah, so he looks good, and
Suarez looks good.
he had
Uh,
his India
yeah.
tour. He did everything he wanted to do, and he came back, and he's in good shape. And Suarez looks good. Everybody looks good. So I'm just happy that the team is back, and it seemed like almost everybody was on the pitch. There wasn't really
Rodrigo Paul
anybody missing.
also looks great, looks ready to go. We saw Sergio Reguilon, you know,
Did you
it's
see Messi's fit? Did
no.
you see it? Dude, his pants were probably 10 times the size of him, like his entire body.
Rodrigo Paul or Messi?
No, you would expect that from Rodrigo de Paul, but no, this was
Messi
Messi. Messi's
from
pants were like back when I was in like middle school, the
much
Jinko
from the
jeans. I
top,
don't know if you
okay.
guys remember Jinko jeans, but Jinko jeans were
Okay.
like ginormously huge. Like that's how big Messi's they were wide and they were long. Like it was just I had
Really?
just yeah. It's
I gotta
you
look at
can
that.
find
That's
it.
funny.
You got to look it up. But he's feeling himself, like, because to wear that type of pants, you have to have the
Oh
confidence
my
to
god,
do
I
it. And
do see it.
you saw it? Yeah,
What?
and sorry,
Yeah, that's the outfit of someone though who is overweight and who ate too much during Christmas and then is trying to come up and he's like, "Oh no, black is slimming and wearing like 2XL." No, but he's great. Yeah, good fit, good energy, good Leo. It's a World Cup year. It's Inter Miami, coming back to defend the championship. What's up, Natalia? We got a lot of boss daddy. We got a lot of people in the chat. We're excited. Um Back to our weekly episodes, which is good. But yeah, so good to see Messi and the crew back. Someone who we are about to see back that we weren't sure about, but now it is 100% sure. Tadeo Allende has agreed or has been permanently transferred over from Celta de Vigo and has a contract running through 2030. And so he is going to stay as it is after that incredible end of last season, stay on as Inter Miami's well, I guess we'll talk about that, but I'll say, number 1 attacking option probably is the way to say it. Exactly where he'll be, I can't tell you exactly, but he will be what, the attack is created for and excited to have him back. He did a hell of a job to finish off last season, so can't complain about that.
dude, I don't know how they got him back, honestly. Like, supposedly I think it was Celta de Vigo wanted like 5 million purchase, if not more, for him.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've been able to add these players like Reguilón, players like Facundo Mura, and just Ayala, yeah, and other players, the fact that they're spending that much and that they were able to bring back rather Tadeo Allende,
Not as
buying
a DP.
and not as a DP, I think is incredible work. And I know that they had obviously stacked up between the different trades that they had done and different things, them being able to stack up enough general allocation money to be able to probably purchase down some of these contracts. But still, like, how much? Because if you think about it, if they purchased Allende for, let's say, like around 5 mil, and you spread that out over his over the amount of years that he's going to be here, what was it, till 2030? That's 4 years. That's about 1 million that goes towards the budget over each year. probably 1.1, 1.2, something like that. Then you throw in what his salary is. Then you throw in if he has any bonuses. I mean, you're talking about to buy that down. They probably had to spend over 1.5 mil per year to I think to buy that down. So just insane work mathematically, financially by the front office to bring him back and to be able to keep the door open and talk about someone we're going to talk about next who could be in the attack. I think that's huge. And then obviously, how do you not bring back a guy that broke records in the postseason, that had that insane of a run, that was the reason, aside from Messi, the reason why we're MLS Cup champs? Like, you had to bring him back. You had to. It doesn't matter what he did at the beginning of the season, or rather in the middle of the season. It's how he finished when it counted. It was, I mean, it's up there with one of the biggest signings this season, or purchases, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, like I said before, Luis Suárez was spotted at the day one. And I guess, I think knows, and the team knows, and the coaching, players, everything, his role for at least specifically is going to be, trying to help Allende, be a mentor to him, help him grow, teach him, and, be sort of the person that could either be rotated to start certain games, as we spoke about last week. There's going to be so many games, so many tournaments that we're in, that this club is going to be playing. And with international play, all these things, like, Luis Suarez will have plenty to do and will definitely have his place on the team this year. Again, someone we're going to talk about in a second. We'll have to see. And in terms of the financials, I think Jorge Mas, as well as the Inter Miami front office, have, in all fairness, been pretty transparent with how like the salaries and the like all MLS clubs, and saying how they're trying to use their U22 spots, how they do the designated players, etc. And have made the claim, and the same claim we've made many times. It's like, your team needs to spend more money. If you're a fan of a team and you see it across the whole world in every division, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's La Liga, whether it's MLS, whether it's, Serie A, doesn't every fan feels the same, is that out, within your constraints, do what you can. And then if you want to sign big name players, you got to pay for it. Example, Neymar going to PSG, like, they spent the money to do it. They're doing whatever they can to bolster things. That's what Inter Miami is doing as well. And so it will be interesting to see who's going to be that last DP spot. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I was just to touch on a point here. This one, Natalia, I saw that tweet too by Jose Armando. He's one of the other reporters that covers the team, talking about Lujan getting his green card. So apparently Lujan will be staying. It's a good, and I think he's a good piece to have as a backup for center back position, especially when you need a team that's going to be playing multiple tournaments around the season, to have a guy that's experienced and can slot in there for the moments that you do need him. Obviously, he's not going to be a starter, but yeah, he's getting apparently he's trying to get his green card, and that's going to help in definitely opening up an international roster spot. And we know we're going to need them, especially with all of the names that we're bringing, the new players that we're bringing onto this team. But look, Tadeo Allende, I think it'll be interesting to see how he's used on this team moving forward, and what implications, if we bring in another center forward, what implications that'll have on his role, what implications that'll have on Silvetti's role, how Messi plays, even though we know he plays free. I think that those are conversations that are going to be needed, that we may have to have, because of the fact that right now, Inter Miami, after the whole Luis Suárez issue where he was suspended for what he did on the pitch, they found a different way to play without him, and a style of play that ended up working out in a much better way. And we'll have to see, if we come up with a new center forward, how that'll change. I have a few ideas and we can talk about it, but I don't know if you want to segue into.
Yeah, that's a really good segue, because Ash said, will we see any formation tactic changes with the new players? Well, I'd say, and this is why it's going to be kind of my transition, from a defensive standpoint, we've talked about it before. Players like Facundo Mora and Dane Sinclair, etc. I think we're going to be continuing with the back four. Defensively, not going to see a big change there. If anything, we're just leveling up players. Obviously, Jordi Alba is not exactly someone you can just plug and play to level up, but we're trying to. Overall, I think that's the plan. However, though, we got to talk about it. So I really hope I'm not butchering his name because I know the names of our players very well and everything, but I think it's Berterame.
Yeah, you said that pretty well.
Okay, so but I'm just gonna go with the last name, which is Berterame. We gotta talk about him because he is obviously he plays for Monterrey. He's born in Argentina, but he plays for the Mexican national team. Um, a striker and someone who until today, before I knew about the Tadeo and the Allende news, I thought, and I think most people thought, oh, okay, he's coming in to be the new number 9 striker for Inter Miami, a player who has played pretty well, has good accolades, would cost a lot of money. Monterrey do not want to lose him. It would be a very expensive deal, but it's what the hot sort of name is. And so my question for you, Gian, is with him, I have to admit, like I don't really watch Liga MX to that extent, except for during Conca Champions Cup. I really don't know too much about him as a player. I obviously know that it's a big name, and there's been a lot of big talk about it. And so I guess my question to you would be like, if it's a yes, how do you think that would fit, or do you think because of the signing of like Allende, bringing back Suárez, Silvetti, etc. Do you think that means it's not going to happen? So if it's a no, no, but if it's a yes, then tell me what it could look like.
I don't think Allende, this news of Allende being purchased really changes anything with Berterame. I think it's two different positions. And I think that at the end of the day, you still need a center forward. And it's an important role. And right now you have Luis Suárez that's not going to be a starting center forward. I don't think this team, seeing the success that they had with Tadeo Allende on that right wing and running in behind Messi, I don't think they want to switch that and have Tadeo Allende as a starting center forward, really. Berterame, as you mentioned, a guy that's going to be really expensive if they're able to bring him on. It's reported that Monterrey is asking 15 million to bring him in, which is it's quite expensive. Obviously, throws him in right directly into the realm of DP.
Right.
And as we still know, I don't think there have been any movements in the U22 spots to free up that third DP spot for us. I know that we still have, I believe it's Toto Aviles in there. We have who are our U22s right now? Do you remember off the top of your head? Silvetti, Toto Aviles, is Telasco Segovia one of them?
Yeah.
And then I think there's one more.
It could be David Ruiz, but I could be wrong. Maybe not. I think he's homegrown actually. Is it Baldassar?
It may be. I know that we have to open up one of those U22 spots in order to free up that third DP spot. So we're still working on that. But the fact is that there's interest in there. And in that first practice that Inter Miami had, obviously Jorge Mas is always being very transparent with the media, was asked about, what's happening as far as transactions, what players are coming in. And he did talk about that there has been an approach to Berterame, but he was unwilling to, just out of respect, obviously, that he's still a player for Rayados. He didn't go too in depth, but he did reveal that, yes, in fact, there has been an approach. Berterame went over to the Mexican camp as he's joining the team, the national team. And he was asked numerous times by media that were following him in the airport and following him when he was getting to the national team headquarters. And they asked him, what's going on with Inter Miami? Have there been any talks? Are you coming to Inter Miami? To which he responded quite a few times, I'm not going to talk about it. I can't talk about it, which obviously means something's going on. Because if there wasn't, he would straight up say, yeah, no, I'm not going. So I believe 100% that the talks are there. I think that they're probably coming close to terms. Jorge Mas, $15 million for him. It's like $5 out of our pocket for us. And we know that he's willing to spend it. So that's not going to be an issue. It's just really Rayados. Are they willing to depart from him? He's a player that's produced an incredible amount of goals for that team. He scored against Inter
12
Miami
in the last 26 matches for this Liga MX season. Already 12 goals in 20 matches. That's pretty good.
He's playing really well. You remember in Champions Cup, he scored against us from outside of the box, absolutely ripped from outside. He plays really well. So I think that he's somebody that this Inter Miami team would do really well in having him play for us. But is it possible? Yes. Will it happen? I really think it will. Does Allende being on the team change anything? I don't think so. But it definitely requires a different style of play, I think, from this team. Bringing in Berterame as a center forward. We have to remember the most success that this team has had, the best it's looked, is having Silvetti on that left side, Allende on that right side, and Messi playing as that false nine, just basically feeding Silvetti and feeding Allende that are running into space behind him. So what happens when Berterame comes? Berterame, I know you mentioned you haven't seen a lot of them. I'm not going to pretend that I watch a lot of Liga MX, but I did watch a lot of, I watched quite a few videos. I probably spent 30, 40 minutes watching replays of Berterame's goals to kind of understand how he plays and what he excels at. And he's the typical in the box 9.
Yeah.
That is every goal that I saw from Berterame was somebody feeding a pass where he's waiting right in the middle to knock it in. Whether it's with his feet or with his head, he's excellent at heading the ball. He's a guy that's always going to be looking for the rebound as well. He got a lot of goals off of the rebound. He's not a player that I saw really running into space as far as, when we get a quick counter or something running in for a through ball. He's not that type of player. But when we're getting closer to the area, he's a player that's going to make sure that he's available and in the right spot to score. And that's why he's always in the right position, it seemed, when I was seeing these goals. So a guy like Reguilón on the left side is going to have a field day putting passes into him. Messi, that loves to play and touch in the middle, play a triangle. Those give and go passes. Berterame is really good as well with those types of passes as well. So I feel like Reguilón and Muro on the right side are going to have a field day putting in those passes. And then you think about it, if you have Messi already demanding the attention from the center backs, think about having Berterame and Messi. They're going to go crazy. Berterame is going to be that typical center forward that's sitting between the two center backs and is demanding all their attention. That's going to free up Messi and all the space that he has. So I think that.
Yeah. Okay, good. So then that's a good question for you, because I mean that's similarly what I saw, and I guess I didn't necessarily mean a change with Allende, but what I guess my question is going to be that, okay, for Inter Miami, let's say we do like a 4-4-3-3, 4-4-2, whatever it is, knowing that there's going to be 6 players that we can start in the midfield and attack, right? So we already know that we already know Allende, Berterame in this case, Messi, Rodrigo de Paul, and then probably David Ayala, or you could, right, whatever it is. We already know those 5. So that means there's only one spot left. And we have players like, you have Silvetti, you have maybe Baltasar Rodriguez, you have Velasco Segovia, for example, right? So the question is, and you have Yannick, right? You have whatever. The question is, who do you think that 6th player is going to be, and where are they going to play? Because those 5 are already guaranteed to start. So who's that 6th person going to be, and where does that put other people? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think there are different ways that you can play, and it all really is going to depend on a few factors. One, that's what team are you playing, and how good are they at counterattacking you? Because we have to realize, like, I'll give you an example. If you want to play up front, you want to keep Silvetti on that left, you want to keep Allende on that right, and in the middle, instead of Messi he can still kind of play a false 9, but as that, you can have Berterame as that center forward, and then you have basically as that like a diamond, that number 10, that playmaker would be Messi. That's like your diamond 4 up top. Yep. And then behind Messi, you have De Paul and you have Ayala. So that's one way of playing it. But then you have to remember at that point, it's a bit dangerous.
Velasco Segovia is on the bench now.
Yeah, Velasco Segovia is on the bench, but it's a bit dangerous because you have to realize that at that point, if you get countered like defensively, it's a bit of a liability because you have 4 attackers and somebody that would be in the middle, the guy in the middle would be Messi, who doesn't defend. But then again, Berterame is a guy that's not like Suárez, who you have a double liability, like when you had Suárez and Messi playing at the same time, where neither of them were really defending. I think in this case, you would have Berterame that could come back and could help. But again, that's still, I feel like it does throw a bit of risk from that perspective. The other way you can do it is you can have take out Silvetti, and then you can have a Telasco Segovia on that left side that is going to give you a bit more of a presence. So really, it's more like you have three midfielders. You'd have Telasco Segovia, you'd have Ayala, and you would have De Paul. So you solidify your midfield, and then you have your three attackers in Allende and Berterame and a free floating Messi. That's another way to do it. So, and again,
those are probably the two main things, probably the two main ways we'll see it, I think.
Yeah, I think as well. And then Yannick Bright obviously is going to have plenty of playing time there as well. And again, with the amount of games that they're going to be, you're just going to have so many different ways that this team is going to look, in my eyes. You're going to have a different lineup, basically. Once you get into the thick of it, every 2 weeks, you're going to have a different type of lineup. But there are different ways you can play it. I'd love to hear how you want to see it, but personally, I would like to see what Silvetti, Berterame, Allende, Messi.
Yeah, Island the Diamond. I agree.
I would love to see that. And it's
because
just
Messi's, I mean, really is truly the greatest number 10 of all time as well. And so, him being able to, it makes me think of, like when you had him with Neymar and Suarez, like you're giving like 4 or 5 easy attacking options for him that like is so natural that he's just going to be like it's open season, like he can be going anywhere.
If you do that, you're really going to need the commitment from players like Silvetti and Allende to play defense and to play good defense. You need that.
Well, and it'll be probably less going up from a Sergio Reguilon than it was Alba, for example.
Yeah. You're just going to have a lot of commitment and be very responsible when it comes to playing on defense. You're going to have to, like, for example, you talk about Barca. Barca plays on the left side with Rafinha, in the middle with Lewandowski or Ferran, on the right with Lamine Yamal, and in the middle you have Firmino, Dani Olmo. Like that's basically what we're talking about here with Miami. But you have the commitment from a Rafinha, and even though Lamine sucks at defense, but Lamine, they commit to coming back and they help build a back four. You look at Chelsea and you look at Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. That would be a Rodrigo de Paul and Ayala, or Rodrigo de Paul and Yannick Bright, guys that are going to commit to, as soon as they lose the ball, even though they commit numbers up top, they're ready to break those passes and come back and help. And that's why some of these teams are able to commit so many players up top. Pedro Neto, Joao Pedro, Cole
Palmer.
Yeah, Cole Palmer, like all these guys. Exactly, because they have some of these guys that are committed to playing defense. So if we can, it's feasible to have these 4 guys play at the same time. It's just you're going to need that commitment on the defensive side to be able to counter the times where we do lose the ball, which has hurt us a lot of times. Because Inter Miami, they play up top. The defenses will wait for them, and as soon as they get the ball, how many times have we gotten? The other team gets out on a dangerous counter. So it's doable.
So I guess the question is, and maybe I'll ask the chat this too. Like, would you rather see a consistency of Silvetti starting or Telasco Segovia? Because it'd be one, right? Like you'd probably see it'd be either or for the most part. And it's like, what kind of a method do you want? And also I want to touch on that. Like Claudio put in a couple of comments, like anything on Ramos, Sergio Ramos. I'm assuming not that I've heard of anything, but this is a good point. Got to find more free agents. My question to you, Gian, and in general is kind of, as someone's saying this really quick, time to update your intro with the team. We're working on it. I promise. We are going to work on it coming soon. But so do you think Inter Miami will be signing any more free agents? I think we're going to, Boss Daddy said it, like someone like a Toto, maybe even Baltasar Rodriguez will be, are going to have to go for U22 and international roster spot reasons, both, for different things. And the team could potentially be getting a free agent, or do you think it would just be Berterame and that's kind of like the window done? And no Tristan Blackman too, which looks like we thought initially with the defender from, I think, Vancouver, who's really great. Probably not going to happen. But so anyway, what do you think?
Dude, they've done a lot. I mean, they really
have done a lot. They have done a lot. Yeah,
they've done a lot, and I think that, like, if you closed the window right now and you said we're done, I think you had an excellent transfer window.
Excellent. And you have layers of each position.
Exactly. But this team's always looking to get better. And again, one of the things that they're trying to do is they may have a starting, like the starting lineup, the best 11 may already be set, but they need multiple best 11s this season.
People get injured. You have to do rotation. You have different things.
And they want to win everything this season.
Yeah.
If this team does not win 3 trophies this season, it's a failure. It really is. Like, that's crazy to say. They could win MLS Cup this season again and be back-to-back champs. And if all they win is MLS Cup, it's a failure of a season. I promise you, it is, because of the aspirations that this team has, because of the dreams that they've sold their fans, because of the transactions that they're making in this offseason. Anything less than 3 trophies is a failure. It doesn't matter. Unless now, okay, maybe there may be some caveats to that. If, let's say, an MLS Cup plus a Champions Cup, okay. But if all you come out here with is just an MLS Cup or just a supporter shield, it's not enough. Because look at what you're doing. You look at what the
goalpost is moving, but the team is asking us to, right? Like the team's performing. That's how you grow. That's how you become the best.
No,
it has. You have to be the best, right?
Etc. And I feel like there's still a few players that may come in. I think right now Berterame is the player that they're going after, and even if they get Berterame, which it looks like they will, I feel like maybe some low-key other signings will come in just to reinforce and to make the team deeper. But as far as starting caliber players, I mean, I don't know who else you're gonna.
You can have Israel Boatwright as a backup defender as well. It's true, we do have. I mean, Santi Morales. We have a lot of talent in our academy as well. That we've seen. So it's maybe we'll be seeing that the team has plans to be using them a little bit more, right? And planning on growing. And there's a lot to see, and we're not sure yet. We still, lots of interesting things can still happen. So it'll be pretty fun. You mentioned this. I thought this would be a really fun thing to talk about. That I know you mentioned earlier Jorge Mas's latest comments. Also, in general, the idea that this team wants to win trophies. What would you say if I told you that there was a potentially a world where Inter Miami is invited to take place in the next Copa Libertadores? What do you think about that? Just like immediate reaction. What springs to mind?
Look, it's funny you mentioned that. I love Copa Libertadores. I love it. I've been watching it since I was a kid. My team, Liga de Quito, which actually, hold on, because I have this here. This is my team from Ecuador, Liga de Quito. They call him Rey de Copas, King of Cups, because they've won so much. They won in 2008. To me, it's the last thing left for Messi to win that's meaningful. Like meaningful in his career. He's won the World Cup. He's won the Champions League. He now wins an MLS Cup. To me, winning a Copa Libertadores would be the cherry on top for his career. And it would just
propel Miami to the world.
I mean, no, it would. And look, I don't know how many, maybe, I don't know, for those that are maybe watch Libertadores or, watch a lot of Champions League. I don't know if you agree with me. To me, winning a Copa Libertadores is a lot tougher than winning a Champions League. Copa Libertadores, it's the grittiest, toughest tournament that you can play. You're talking about playing in fields that look like they're made of dirt. You're talking about playing in fields that are
hostile environments,
12,000 feet on a mountain in Bolivia. You're talking about playing like in 99 like 100 and something degrees, 90% humidity in Barranquilla in Colombia. Like the amount of places that you can play and the amount of different types of fans and how crazy it is, the environment. Like you're talking about getting to a city, getting to your hotel, and before playing a game, the fans of the opposing team are in front of your hotel shooting off fireworks at 3 a.m. so that you cannot sleep and play like shit the next game. Like
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. So I would love to see Inter Miami play in Copa Libertadores. And I think what Conmebol, well, I think what MLS is going to do, they'll do the same thing that they did for
World Cup.
Club World Cup, where they're going to wait to make sure that Inter Miami, or I think that they were waiting to see how Inter Miami did before announcing what the
Requirements. Yeah.
requirements were
Eligibility.
going to be, because we all know obviously that they were waiting to make sure Inter Miami won the leagues, not the leagues, the Supporters Shield, so that they can then say, oh, the representative is going to be the Supporters Shield winner. I think that they were waiting to see if they would win MLS Cup, and now they can say the MLS Cup winner is going to be, the person invited, or the team invited for Copa Libertadores. So I would love to see them do it, and I think that it would be amazing for MLS, and it would be the cherry on top. They can win. I don't think they're gonna win it, but
it would be very difficult to win. And look,
it's tough.
This is only coming up because, and this is an article on Soy Football. It's been in a couple of major soccer and sports news outlets that Jorge Mas acknowledged that he has started or is in direct talks with Alejandro Dominguez, who's the president of Conmebol, and figuring out how can they get Inter Miami in the in the tournament. And obviously, they won the MLS Cup. They're the best team in the MLS. Like, I think also, I mean, Messi obviously makes a huge difference, but we've seen for years trying to get MLS into the Libertadores. Many owners and many different players, when you had different stars in it, they want to get it because, it really is such, like you said, like a gritty, intense, fantastic part of the sport. And it's when you see teams and clubs establish themselves, right, as being of creating history, of the story of them, of that. And that's what Inter Miami is trying to do every season, is add to that and to grow that. And to your point, sort of that last one for Messi to win, that would really just kind of cement, like, holy moly, he's done it all.
Yeah. No, and it's not out of the question. And it's not out of the question. Mexican teams Liga MX teams have been invited to play the tournament before. My own team that I talked about right now, Liga de Quito, had to play America from Mexico in a semifinal, I think, or a quarterfinal before. So it's not out of the question. It can definitely happen. And I think to be able to see Inter Miami with Messi playing in El Maracanã in Brazil, or against Fluminense, or playing against Boca in La Bombonera, or playing River Plate in El Monumental. Like, you're talking about, these are historic venues where players like Maradona played, like Pelé played in their team, obviously at a international level, yes, but with their teams, their club teams. I mean, that is, I think, every fan of the game, regardless of who you follow, whether you're a Barcelona fan, a Real Madrid fan, whether, whatever it is, to see Messi with Inter Miami would be cinema. It would be cinema to see them play in one of these historic venues in a Copa Libertadores game. And that's where you see what real teams are made of. So it's definitely a possibility. It's not out of the question. It's happened with Liga MX teams. Inter Miami is MLS Cup champion. So the possibility is there. And I think Libertadores would love to see it happen. So
it's exciting. Lots of exciting things that could and will be happening for this Inter Miami team in general. It's just, again, we're excited. We're now only less than a week away from the from the start of the preseason.
Did you see Noah Allen? Did you see the Noah Allen thing that came
about
out?
Maybe going to Europe,
to Portugal?
Yeah, maybe. And that's maybe, now that you have Sergio Reguilon and etc., maybe that's the move. We said, like, Noah Allen and Noah Allen, Ian Frey, and Yannick Bright are super talents, like, really exceptional. And there are plenty of teams, I can tell you right now, that would be very willing to take players like those to take an Inter Miami is going to have to start making some tough choices based on allocation, based on what they want to play, how much of each position they need. It'll be interesting to see. It really will be interesting to see.
No, I mean, That's what this team wants to do, I think, is get homegrowns, have them play good, and then it's all part of a business as well. And you make money and then you reinvest in players. But Noah Allen is an amazing player, and I think that
Versatile. Yeah.
he's versatile. But I mean, I hope he doesn't go, just simply
Yeah.
because I think that he brings added depth to this team. He's a starting caliber player, and as we said, we need multiple teams where we have different players that can start, and you're not going to miss a beat. And with him as a starter, or whether it's him as a starter, or it's Michael as a starter at center back, or whether it's Reguilón on the left or it's Noah on the left, I think that you're confident knowing that this team is gonna play well and not have any problems at defense. Now, if he leaves, that's where there are questions. As you know, if Reguilón doesn't start, oh crap, like who's gonna start at left back? If Michael doesn't start, oh damn, who's gonna start at left center back? Those questions start to arise, and the same thing with Ian Frey. If Facundo Mura doesn't start, oh damn, who's gonna start at right back that you feel comfortable with? That's another starting caliber player. So these players, I think sometimes they'll get that interest really quick, and some teams may be quick to sell them, but I think you want to take advantage of them, especially while they're young and there's still time for them to continue getting better before you sell them, because they may pay 2 to 3 million for him now, but maybe in a year or two the amount may go up, and you're able to use him in a year where, again, you want to win multiple cups. You can't just be selling some of these young guys off so quickly.
Yeah 100%. All right, well, as we wrap up this episode, I did actually really quickly want to give a shout out because obviously we're from South Florida, we're Miami folk, and the University of Miami are in the college football championships tonight, the playoff final against Indiana. I don't know how many college football fans we have, but it's in Miami, I know, and just shout out, right? Go good to see hometown teams win. So good luck.
Yeah, dude, I went to the Grove yesterday. Actually, I actually went to the Grove twice.
The energy must be great for it. Yeah.
There were so many people that were you could tell we're from out of town. So many people from both sides. I think, who are they playing? Indiana, is it?
Indiana, yeah.
So a lot of people from Indiana, the UM people are always at the Grove, but there were more than normal. I mean, parking was crazy. It was packed, a lot of people. So I think it's going to be
beautiful
an insane
night
environment.
For a game. The weather is like, you couldn't ask for anything better.
No, it's going to be, I think, a fun game to watch. And yeah, as you said, we root for any team that's from Miami. It doesn't matter what sport. So it'll be exciting to see them play. This is the football that's played with the hands. Obviously, that never made any sense. Any hand sense. I can't even pronounce it. Didn't make any sense. Football with the hands, but it's exciting. I'm not really a college guy.
Me neither. Me neither.
I watch more like NFL, but it'll be exciting. I can't wait. I was gonna watch the game right now.
The energy is gonna be cool, and again, it's just also just bringing really fun events to Miami. Miami is a great city to host events in, like at Hard Rock, especially. Seeing with the F1 track, with when they do the tennis, Miami Open, and NFL, and everything, soccer too. It's a really fun. It's a fun venue. Okay.
And the Dolphins. Sorry.
And the Dolphins just signed a new coach. Yeah.
Yes, they just signed a new coach. Whoever this guy is, I don't know who his name is.
I had not heard of him, but apparently he was one of the most sought after in the coaching carousel. So. Yeah,
Jeff Hafley or whatever. I don't have a clue.
I can't put. I love the Dolphins. I watch them every week. But my sports energy goes to Inter Miami, Tottenham, and then the Heat, in that order.
Yeah, so at least you have Inter Miami. That's good though.
Agreed. And agreed. It's yeah. Okay, last question I have for you before we do, because like we said, we're back to our weekly episodes. We'll be back again next Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Do you think in the next week Inter Miami are going to sign Berterame, or do you think that any other major news will happen?
So it's Monday the 19th. My prediction is that by Thursday,
but yes,
I say by Thursday. By Thursday, Berterame is an Inter Miami player. My prediction. I 100% think so. Just because of the fact the fact that Jorge Mas mentioned it, that there has been an approach. The fact that it's a lot of people are aggregating it on online, and the fact that Berterame was asked about it and he said he can't talk about it. to me
Yeah.
means that there's active negotiations. Plus, you have an owner that's not afraid to spend $15 million. It's really, I think it's about to happen. So I would say by Thursday we have it. And I just wanted to share this. This is, wait, I forgot where my camera is. Hold on, is it focusing? You can't see it. Damn it. But Messi. Somebody saw Messi at
at Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah.
Buying a UM jersey. So
I saw that. Yeah, exactly. Sporting. It's like when he was at Publix. That always makes me laugh when I see those.
Yeah, and he's by himself. There's literally nobody around him. It's just him and his kids, funny. I think, was pretty
looking for UM. Yeah, but I'm sure he's gonna be at the match tonight. Or at the game, sorry. Because it's gonna be a lot of celebrities at the game. It's a cool thing. Hey, Miami is where it's at. That's the place to be. And I want our sports to continue to be the best there is. Really quick to go. This is a great way to kind of end it. I'm very excited for this season. I feel the team is more balanced. I'm excited too. We had such a great end to this past season. We won. It was awesome. And now it's just about what's next. So like we said, we'll be here back to our weekly shows, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you're following us at X, at Messi and Co. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube at 5 Reasons Football. We have a lot of maybe with the coin toss. That's a good one. That could be for Messi being there tonight. We'll see. But anyways, thank you as always for watching, for being in the chat. We always got the breaking news. We always got the things to talk about. Very exciting time to be an Inter Miami fan. For this week's episode, I'm Ashley. That is Gian, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.